Today's adventure on Block's Garage is we're going to be picking up a jet ski for a Jet Jon build. This is going to be part one of a Jet Jon series. So stay tuned, see what ski we end up picking up. The only problem I have is I have a utility trailer and no one on Facebook, especially for the cheaper skis, wants to get rid of their trailer. So we're going to be building a trailer or a jet ski dolly to be able to move the jet ski around without a trailer. We're going to be building that this morning. We're going to go pick it up this afternoon and we're going to see if we can get it started. Thank you guys. So real quick, you could see the layout. They got 8-foot long boards, I think 4 inches tall, and then I'm doing 16-inch stringers. I'll call them sideways. So I'm going to cut 3 more out, and then I'm going to figure out how to mount the wheels to it. We only have about an hour to build this before I need to get on the road to go pick up the jet ski. This is only so that it doesn't get stuck on my trailer and I don't damage it on the way home. It's not going to be permanent trailer for the ski. It's just gonna be very temporary so I can move it around the yard while we're working on it. But so far, roughly, it's looking good. I'm gonna cut out some more boards, screw it all together, and we're gonna figure out how to get the wheels mounted, load up, and probably time to hit the road. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with it. I just put 2 of the fence boards down, the pickets. Hopefully that'll give it a little bit of support. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm gonna come out here and figure out how to mount the wheels, and then we're done. So this was super easy to throw together, saved me the money of buying a whole new jet ski trailer for $500 to $1,000, or even the used ones. So, crushing it. Sometimes doing it yourself is the best way to do it. So, we'll see how this works. What I'm going to be working on right now is I'm going to measure the outside of this bolt so I know how much I have to drill. I'm going to drill 4 holes in these pieces of wood. This is leftover wood from the fence, so I know this works. It's strong enough to hold it. It moved the fence back and forth. It worked great. I just need to know what size to drill it out. We're going to try to drill it by hand. If not, we'll use the drill press. This is the last step, and then we'll just bolt these on there. Alright, I just finished building this thing. Built it in like an hour and a half. It rolls back and forth good. It's really solid. For some scrap wood and tires I had laying around, saves me hundreds of dollars, almost $1,000 of buying a trailer. And if you know the whole build behind this project, we don't need a jet ski trailer, we need a trailer for a John boat. So I know some of the trailers overlap in size, but I don't want to buy a jet ski trailer and it'd be too small and I gotta sell it anyway. So we just built this. Now we can move the ski around the yard. We can put it on the utility trailer. So now I'm gonna go change my shirt, all sweaty. We're gonna load this on the trailer and hit the road. My GoPro died. That was on the back of my car recording that. The guy was super cool. I guess he's a mechanic, super handy guy. He said that the ski has been sitting. It was his best friend's that passed away about 2 years ago, but the ski has been sitting for about 3 years. The engine, the turbo, and the pump all need work. The engine's locked up. He's like, it was running and driving in 2023 when his friend was healthy before all the health problems. I really think this ski is going to work, and
This guy was super cool. I really wish I could have gotten a video of him loading it up with his tractor onto the trailer. It was pretty cool.
We're down in Seminole. Just picked up a jet ski, Honda Aquatrax 2003. Apparently the last time it ran was 3 years ago, and the pump and the motor are frozen up. So we're gonna really have to tear into it. Just got it for way too good of a deal to pass up. The sum of its parts are worth more than the entire ski. So we're gonna get digging into it. I don't know if you can see it through the rear window back there, but we're gonna tear into this ski, see if we can get it running. We got to find a 14 or 16 foot V-hull Jon boat is what we're going to go with. So I've been scanning for a good deal on one of those, and hopefully that will come with the trailer. I had the camera running for this, and the guy loading it, he picked it up with his tractor and was able to set it down on my trailer. So the bunk that we made this morning works really good. So now we'll be able to move it around the yard. I don't have a tractor. We're just going to start heading back home.
We ended up getting this ski for basically less than it's worth in parts due to the condition of it. It was sitting under a cover, so the fiberglass and the seats and everything looked really good. An animal chewed out one of the front seats, just a section of it. But the motor and everything in there looks great when he put power to it. The fuel pump kicked on, the dash lit up. So we absolutely stole this ski. This guy originally had it listed like a month ago for $1,700. He dropped it to $1,100. He dropped it again to $975, and then he dropped it to $550. I've been watching this ski for 6 weeks of it being listed. So I finally got it for the price that I was comfortable with, and really good deal. Like I said, I can't even get the gauge cluster on eBay for cheaper than I bought this entire ski. So super good deal. Hopefully we can get this thing fired up and ready to make a Jet Jon. Looking for a 14, preferably a 16 foot Mod V hull for under $1,000. And they are few and far between in that price range. So we're going to continue looking. Might have to find a trailer separate, but looking for a super clean aluminum hull to put this motor into. And this thing is going to fly when it gets this turbo Honda 4-cylinder power plant put into a little aluminum Jon boat.
We made it home with the ski. This thing is in really good condition for 2003. I don't know what happened to this seat here. Looks like a little rodent or something got to it. He has a cover for it, so everything looks really good. The gauge cluster, I've seen some of them where it's that old LCD and they can go black. You can still see the gauges do work when we put power to it at the seller's house. So we're gonna have to dive into this thing. I can pull the covers off. It looks super clean. It is a turbocharged 4-cylinder with reverse. It's like 165 horsepower. This thing will be scooting in a Jon boat. So let me pull the seats off. We can get a look inside of it. All right, I gotta undo this ratchet. So this thing looks good in here. I think the motor's super cool. It's like the old red top Hondas in the Civics. Looks good back in here. You can see the turbo down in there. So this thing was turbocharged from the factory. So yeah, this thing's pretty cool. Battery's dead, so maybe I'll put the battery in the charger. Gauge cluster looks pretty good. So super excited. This thing's actually nice. Let's see if there's anything in here. Nope. So the seller did say the story on this thing. Climb back off the trailer. So the seller said the story on this thing is it was his best friend. His best friend passed away from some medical issues. So it's been sitting for about 3 years. The last time that it drove was 2023. Everything ran fine. It didn't sink. The electronics, they all turn on. He put power to it. The fuel pump kicked on. The pump is locked up and the motor's locked up. So he said he put some penetrant in the cylinders when he pulled the plugs and in the jet pump about 5 days ago. So we can start opening this up and seeing if we can rotate the motor over by hand. So we're gonna try that probably in the next video. But for right now, we need to get back working on the buggy and see if we can get the buggy finished. This thing's gonna be put to the side until I find a donor John boat for it, and then we'll start working on this thing. But just a cool project. We got a lot of things coming up on Block's Garage, so you guys stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Out here with the jet ski. We had this thing hooked up to the trickle charger for like 2 days. We're gonna test the voltage on it, see where it's at. Curious if this battery is holding any charge at all. It was so dead I had to jump it with the other battery just so the trickle charger could catch it. It was reading at like 1 volt. So this thing's probably cooked. I'll probably put a bigger battery in it in the Jet Jon, but I want to see if I can get it working. Take this out for a spin while it's still a jet ski before cutting it up. Still looking for a donor for like a 16-foot Mod V or Bass Tracker aluminum hole. All right, we're gonna be checking the voltage on the battery. Oh, we got 12 volts. 12.30. If you guys can see that, 12.29. Beautiful. And this is unplugged right now, the trickle charger, so it's not getting any voltage from that. So we've got these cylinders open. We got the spark plugs out of them. We put a mixture of vinegar, just normal white vinegar, ATF, and PB Blaster in there. So the motor's stuck. I haven't been able to verify it. It doesn't turn over with the starter. That's as far as I've gotten to diagnose. It's pretty hard to get to the actual crankshaft of this, so I have to remove the pump, the hydro pump or the water pump, whatever you're gonna call it, to actually access the shaft to be able to twist it and see if I can turn the motor over. Previous owner said sat for 3 years, kind of locked up, so hopefully we'll be able to wiggle it and break that slight rust ring is what I'm assuming. Worst case scenario, this motor's hydrolocked and this thing is just a big lawn ornament. We got the reverse bucket off. We got the steering bucket removed. And we got the 4 bolts that hold in the jet pump off. So we're gonna try to slide this out for the first time so that we can get access to the crankshaft to see if the motor will spin over. That was pretty easy. Now it's just interfering with the reverse side. Make sure nothing's binding inside. Can't really see back there anyways. Yeah, this reverse lever arm is... Alright, I'm hitting something. It's not letting me pull. Got it off. Oh, not yet, but I got it removed. There is the pump. And then that exposes the drive shaft. That's really... I mean, we need to rebuild this because apparently this is froze up too. But this is our biggest concern, seeing if this will spin the engine over. Very greasy. So we're gonna rebuild the pump. I think a rebuild kit's like 50 bucks for it. They're pretty simple. Maybe I'll get a new impeller for it, but I'm not gonna order anything until I confirm that the motor works. This doesn't want to spin either. Yeah, that's definitely frozen up pretty good. The good thing is, parts for the pumps are available pretty easy. I might as well toss a new impeller in it. We're going to be shooting for performance since we're going to be in a heavier boat than the stock jet ski. These weigh like 800 pounds. I'd have to look into see what like a 16-foot John boat weighs, but we're going to have more weight. Probably 2 people at all times. Definitely over 1,000 pounds. So we're going to want a little bit more hole shot so we can change the impeller out. What'd you think of the jet ski? All right, I think that's about all we're gonna be doing today.